Welcome to the conversation, Quad Cities. But first, the Dawn. Last Tuesday of November, last day in November, and we're here live on ESPN 1170 AM, ESPN 104.1 FM, 104.1 FM, yeah.
My mom said she didn't get it down in Muscatine.
Nope.
Said she couldn't get it.
Listen, that 250 watt power antenna is not going down there.
All right.
It'll make it to the deep west end, maybe to Walcott.
Okay.
It'll make it to about east of Bettendorf, Devil's Glen. For point of reference, the quarry.
Hey, we got a goal now.
Guys.
Let's get our FM station in Muscatine. Let's get a bigger tower.
Let's get a bigger watt.
We have a goal.
Let's get 1.5 gigawatts.
I'm in.
Yep, but that's it. So fancy, so nice. They had to put us on the radio twice.
Where did you think of that?
I did. I can't remember when it's so fast. I remember something back in college. We did something like so good, so great, so nice that we had to do it twice.
Wasn't it Sugar and Spice or something like that?
Nah, Sugar and Spice and all things nice. That's what little girls are made of. But yeah, so fancy, so nice. They put us on the radio twice. And they're also on ESPN 1170 AM, your app, which will be switched over to ESPN Quad Cities because now that we're on twice, we can't just have an app say ESPN 1170 AM.
We can't. Change
so all that stuff, your social media will change to ESPN Quad Cities. Boy, oh boy, things are changing. College football coaches are changing.
What was this? Just right away.
I have like the biggest rant in the world about this.
Can we wait till the bowl game?
Yeah, we're gonna spend like way too much time after the first break talking about this. We didn't even touch on the Big Ten ACC Challenge last night.
No, we didn't.
Iowa getting a point going into that, or 2 points?
I think it was 2 come the end of it.
They beat Virginia 75-74.
We're up by 20.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I thought it was over.
Yeah. Well, there was a comeback though.
Yeah, Virginia battled.
Yeah. So the Hawkeyes won in the first game. Illinois won in the second game. Illinois won by 6. Actually, the spread by that started off at about 6 or 5, and then they were going to be out 3 starters. And I think by tip off it was 3, so they cover spread.
I don't know what Bohannon's stats were at the end of the day, but I don't think I saw him miss.
Let's see. He had 20 points. He had 6 3-pointers. And he made his first 4 3-pointers in the first half.
Makes sense.
Yeah. He was I actually have the attachment for his stats, but no one wants to break that down. Like I said, 7 of their last 9 Big Ten ACC Challenge games, Iowa's won. Keegan Murray finished with 18 points and 9 rebounds. He's the nation's leading scorer right now.
I did not know that.
Yeah, let me tell you a fun story about Keegan Murray. See, last year was a COVID year, in case you didn't know that.
Yeah. And
they didn't allow fans in, but I would use my media credentials to cover him. And on this very show, when it was just on ESPN 1170, since you brought us to another level, we're on 2. Get ready for that. That's going to be a recurring joke for a while here, folks. Stay on for this ride. I had said to T-Roy, and I can't remember who else was in, I said, if you want to feel like you're in the know, if you want to feel like you're an Iowa fan, Keegan Murray is the one to keep an eye on and keep talking about it. That way everyone will say, like, oh, I remember when you were talking about this guy back in November of COVID. Now look at him. The 75 points against Virginia, that's the most Virginia has allowed all season long. I only committed 4 turnovers. So it's a good start. It looks good. It's that 15-0 scoring run in the first half that got Iowa up there, you know. And the big thing about that, it was at Virginia, and that's Iowa's first road win, and it's the first one on the road, really.
Yeah, that stadium was quiet when the game ended. We were listening to it, and I was like, did they just go off the air? Like,
so, yeah, I mean, now they got the problem is they open Big Ten Conference play.
Who do we open with?
The number 2 team in the country after the new rankings, the Purdue Boilermakers.
That's fun.
So that will be in West Lafayette, Indiana. If you want to get a little idea of what we're up against, Purdue is playing tonight.
Okay.
In the Big Ten. And we'll look at the other ones. There's 6 more games tonight in the ACC Big Ten Challenge, including Ohio State playing Duke. Duke is the new number 1 after they beat Gonzaga. We didn't even talk about that.
No,
by the way, something's off with Gonzaga.
There was a lot to talk about.
Something's off with Gonzaga.
Something's off with Gonzaga.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, Duke was ranked, and it's the first time in 2 years that they've got him ranked, and I mean, it's great. And now everyone's going to there's going to be a Coach K love story behind it. But Gonzaga was 32-point favorites last night.
Yeah.
And they were trailing.
Well, when were they trailing in that game?
At some point, I think maybe if they were, I think they were, but if they weren't, it was still like a 2-3 point game.
Gotcha.
And that's why I want to talk to you about degenerate gambling.
Degenerate gambling.
That's what I want to talk to you about.
Did you bet that game, Jay?
Let me explain a couple things here.
Well, let's start with what we won.
We did win. We
did.
I after off the air, I asked for your advice about an in-game parlay that one of the sites, one of the few wagering sites that we have. When I say few, tongue in cheek, and they offer bonuses for things. So it was in-game parlay, had to be 3-leg. It was a Monday Night Football game. Originally, I was siding with the Seahawks. You talked me into Washington. We were kind of wavering because Seahawks had won 11 out of 14 Monday night games or something like that.
And then you said, no, don't. You already talked me into the Redskins. You're not switching me back.
And I said, I'm really big on West Coast to East Coast. Yeah. And I've seen Seattle play, and we did talk about it yesterday. They were 4-1 on the road. At home, they're no good. But I'm I'm not buying this. But I was already in on the under. I'm I love the under. It was 47, and we had to find one more leg to get it to 3 legs, and you had to be over plus 300. And the reason why I was doing this is because you got a free $25 bet if you made the bet. So we took Gibson over 64 rushing yards, or 67.
Was it right around there?
I think it was 64.
Okay.
And with about 2 minutes left in the third quarter, he hit 64. Now, the game got interesting at the end.
It did.
Because I put it on in the background. I was writing what I will publish later for ESPN 1170 AM about the craziest college football season I've ever been a part of, and we'll talk about that later as well. But I'm writing it, and I'm this game's locked. Look at this. Now there's a 4th down play that it looked like a touchdown that they overturned. The announcers were I don't understand the overturn. Yeah. Nobody understood it. But Seattle was deep in their own territory. When I say deep, the 4-yard line. And then they went down like nobody's business and scored.
Just right away. Just like it was easy.
And they're down by 2.
Can't move the ball the entire game.
Yeah. Now it turns into 17-15. They're going for a 2-point conversion. And I'm I'm going to lose this bet because I took Washington just money line because I didn't want to even take the point because it was then it made it plus 100 instead of minus 110. I'm I'm going to lose this in overtime on a field goal. The under's still going to hit. I've already got the player prop. I was just appalled. I couldn't wait to talk about a bad beat because everyone wants to hear about it, and that's really what it was. It would have been a bad beat. And then he throws an interception for the 2-point conversion. Saves the day, saves the parlay.
Yeah, good win.
Yeah,
not bad. Can't complain.
So then you look at your total.
Yeah,
that's in your little account. And you see that there's some live games out there.
Is it Gonzaga?
Gonzaga's one of them.
Gonzaga's playing. Okay.
And
was Kentucky the other one?
No, not Kentucky. I'll get to it I'll remember it in a second.
Do you know these teams?
Not really. New Orleans Pelicans are playing the Clippers.
Yes. Which Clippers are favored -7.
That's right. And
the Pelicans are one of the worst teams in the NBA.
Why can't I remember? That's how bad this is getting. And there was one more, and so here's the thing. It was one more, and I'll tell you this. Gonzaga was up by 2, and the in-game betting was -6.5. Chalk that one up.
Yeah.
And then the Clippers were up by 20, and it was 14.5, and I was like,
no, I think the Pelicans were up by 20. Pelicans were up by 20. Yeah.
I'm brah.
Easy.
I think they were up by more than that. I think they were up by 30 or something, 26 or something. I'm brah, got this one. Pelicans, they can't blow this in the third quarter on. And, gosh, I need to know the other one because I know the line was 6.5. And did I have business betting it is the next question. I think they were in the Big 12, but we're going to find out here.
So I got to back you up a little bit here.
Okay.
So yesterday, as you're putting in your was it 3-leg parlay?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. So I think I'm sitting over here, not telling you anything. I'm just thinking I'm smarter than this. Let's add a couple things.
Okay.
Let's add a couple things. Let's win some more money. Make a cheap bet and win some more money. So I added Russell Wilson to throw over 200 passing yards. Hit it. And what was it?
So you took the same parlay.
Same parlay, and then
you
I
salt and
added
peppered
to it. Yep.
Okay.
And then I took. So not only did I get the money line with the Redskins, I took the plus the points. Obviously, if you're gonna do that, I feel like this site lets you do both.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson over, and Gibson was only over 50 for me. The under at the half, and
Boy.
Scary Terry for 75 receiving yards. Has 51 in the third quarter. Doesn't get there.
Oh, the last leg didn't?
Doesn't get there.
That would have been a nice payout.
It was a good payout.
That would have been a good one. The
fun.
other one was the Oregon Ducks basketball team. And I was like, oh, man, they got this too. I'm sorry. Whatever, they were up by 15, the Clippers. That one, the Pelicans were, that one was 6.5. Gonzaga was 6.5. And the Ducks were up by like 34. There was 30 at the time, and it was 29.5. And the Ducks were just rolling the Montana Grizzlies. So I'm like, yep, fire me in on that one too, minus 29.5. Gonzaga won by 7. I was sweating it out.
You want
I
them all?
hit it, yeah. But that's what it generates.
That's how it happens.
That's what happens, though. You just sit there and you're like, it's at my fingertips. I didn't expect to win this parlay anyway. I really was doing it for another free $25. Yeah. And I'm like, I'll just add another one here, just something to do as I'm doing some writing. But it reminds me of all those things like we talked about yesterday when we were laughing off the air. Like on Sunday, I was like, all right, I'll make a small wager on an 11-team money line NCAA basketball. And a lot of them are like minus 1,600. Doesn't do anything. Yeah. Salt and pepper and everything else. Well, sometimes the ones that you think are the lock money line, it goes the opposite direction. And I hit 10 out of 11 in the money. And it was nothing. It was like really small. The payout was maybe plus 250.
Yeah.
And, like usual, the Milwaukee Panthers don't come through against Alcorn State. What am I doing adding in the Milwaukee Panthers at minus 650? I was like, they're at home. They're favored by this. They should not lose this game.
You look at their points totals and what they've scored.
Not even that. Not even that. I was like, I'm gonna. If I lose any other wagers, I'm making it back on this plus 250 because this is a no-brainer. It's college basketball. Come on.
You know who else lost that bet?
Who?
Hi.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I want to tell everybody.
Hello.
Like how it's just ridiculous and easy can be. And like you said, there's people out there that are like, I got to get into this gambling thing, and you're like, no.
I don't know how many, no offense, obviously females and women can gamble and be better than men, absolutely. But I got girls that don't even watch sports and hang out at the bar like, I should do this gambling stuff. This person won like $1,000. I need $1,000.
Sure.
Easy.
Yeah, you know how fast they spent that on thinking they're gonna spend more on the parlays and hit ones. That's what happens. Here's the deal. This is a true story, folks. You will hit your first parlay.
Yeah.
Every time you'll hit that first parlay. It's as sure as the first bar you go into when you're 21, you will not get ID'd. You will hit that first parlay, and you'll be like, this is the easiest thing I've ever done in my life. Everyone else is an idiot.
Yeah.
I know everything about sports. And then you'll miss 9 in a row.
What I tell you, I won that, decent-sized one on last Wednesday. It was great, cash out right away. That's always my advice. Cash out as soon as you can. That's why you got to, refill later if you want to bet again. But I'm walking around. I'm like, I'm a man of means now. I know things.
Yeah. It is in parlays, by the way. The real sharps will tell you it's a sucker's bet.
Oh, absolutely.
If you're gonna put money down, just go ahead and you like the dog. Make 3 different wagers on the dog, and one hits usually you'll make your money back or whatever. But the best gamblers in the world are at 57%, I believe. And the reason why they make money is because they're taking the dogs. They're taking a money line. They're seeing what we're not seeing. They're getting the reports. They're talking. They know the beat writers in every city, and they know who's starting and who isn't. They start their Sunday mornings, usually 3 in the morning for them. If they're on the, 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning. If they're on the West Coast, because their kickoffs are at 10. They'll do 7 hours of prep beforehand.
Absolutely.
And they'll look at line changes. And they'll be up on early ones as well. And I mean, if you want to listen to anything, the Action Network has Behind the Bets with Chad Millman, and they have a guy on there. I forget his name right now, and he is a professional gambler. And when I say professional gambler, he also has runners in different. When I say runners, he has guys that work for him, and he's like, "Get to the casino now, make this bet."
Put it in.
Yeah, and he'll talk about it. And I can tell you right now, but I haven't even. It's out. This podcast is on every Tuesday. It's Behind the Bets with Chad Millman. It's every Tuesday. They'll look at the lines, and on Thursday they'll try to solidify them. And then they have a show actually on YouTube on Sunday mornings, which I do not waste time watching. But I like listening to their early look at headlines of the week, and they'll say we're definitely be on this dog, and I can guarantee you they will be on the Falcons this week against the Buccaneers. And when we're doing guess the lines, when I'm like, that's one sharps are going to be all over, they'll say it right away, and they're all about taking the dogs, and he'll tell you that the best are 57%, but they're just hitting the right ones. But people love to hear when he loses, and he only makes really like 5 or 6, when I say 5-figure bets a year, and he'll tell you which ones they are, and he'll tell you when you lose on them too. Mm-hmm. So it's worth a listen. But yeah, I just wanted to point out like the dumbest things ever, and you're just like, no, I don't know what Oregon basketball looks like. I know Iowa played them last year, or whatever else. I know that
was a fun game. We lost, but it was a fun game.
It's like, and you do like, how many times we talked about the NBA and been like, they were up by 19 in the fourth quarter and they lost. And that's what happens after I hit send and bet accepted. I'm like, why did I feel so confident that the Clippers were going to the Pelicans were going to hold on to this lead? And they actually did.
They did.
They cleared, covered by a lot. Gonzaga, good job. And that's why I'm just like, man. And then I'm feverishly going through like apps on ESPN, like, why isn't this Gonzaga game on? Jesus. Like I was. Like,
where can I watch it?
Yeah, I was gonna do anything. Like I was gonna make so. Instead, I'm just watching my phone update to the GameCast, and I'm like, if they hit a 3-pointer here, they hit a 3-pointer, I'm dead. I'm dead to the world here. Like the few dollars I spent to make a parlay were gonna ruin me. But yeah, the best though is the NCAA Moneyline Basketball 11 team parlay.
Those are fun.
It is fun, though.
It's fun.
It is fun. Just don't listen. If you have a problem, call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
1-800-BETS-OFF.
We got to give that. It's part of the contract that we have. If we talk about it, it's not. But now that we're in different, we're reaching bigger with FM.
We don't exactly know the rules on FM, so we just want to make sure we're covering all our bases.
I used to do a promotion for BetMGM. I should have memorized it by now to be like, license only in Iowa and Colorado. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF. So, no, I have not gotten up to the point where I have ever put, I don't know the largest bet I've ever put on, but I don't think I'm telling you right now, there's not a.
I'm not big time either.
No, I'm not. Well, you thought about it for a while. you were rolling there.
I was big time at the bowling alley. I bought everybody wings. I bought a couple buckets. I was feeling good.
That's great.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to. What do you want? You're doing all right. Yeah.
And then I bowled like crap. I thought I thought the good vibes would keep going. It didn't work.
Like I mentioned, there's going to be 6 more ACC Big Ten championship games. MLB free agency is still going nuts. Corey Seager, 10 years, $325 million.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I like the deal. The guy does. Has he finished out a full season of baseball? When's the last time he's played a full season? Wasn't the last couple years, was it?
21 years ago, the Rangers signed a shortstop for 10 years, $200 million.
Yeah. He was way better than this guy.
And he didn't last out the contract there. No. They had to get rid of it. $325 million. That
was absurd to me, in my opinion.
Now he's going to be in the middle infield with Marcus Semien.
It talks about maybe him playing third.
Okay. All right. What is Carlos Correa going to get?
What's Trevor Story going to get?
What's Trevor Story going to get? What is Carlos Correa's got to get 10 years, 35. And I say 35, 350.
So we say, okay, so we're looking at, Seager at what, 325 for 10?
Yep.
Would you rather do that, or would you rather do what the source is coming in about the Tigers and Baez for 5 years, $140 million?
Okay. So that's 28, right? Yeah. What's
6 year 140?
6 year. Okay, so then it's less than that. All right, so you're looking at 23.5 or something like that, whatever else. All right. Gosh, that's a lot of money. Which way am I looking at it? Am I the Rangers or am I the players?
Would you rather? What deal would you rather have on your team?
On my team,
with that money, with that money, which player would you like to have?
That's a great question.
Want to go to break and think about it?
In a second. I just think I've
never led us to break though, so that was kind of like a first time try.
I think you know what, that's a great job because I do want to think about it because I want to talk more about that, and we've gone 21 minutes, but good job on the break. You're a pro. That's why they added another station to us. We'll do that, come back, and then we got to just go off about college football. All right, we'll be right back here. We'll be back in ESPN 1170 AM and 104.1 FM. ESPN Quad Cities.
I've been earning and burning, snapping necks and cashing.
You like that? You like that?
Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah!
Hi, this is Derek.
And this is Skip. We are the twins from Arbar Davenport.
And you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
On ESPN 1170 AM.
This is Len Casper, the voice of the Chicago White Sox. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local on ESPN 1170.
At Crawford Company, we specialize in plumbing, heating, and air conditioning. Sports, on the other hand?
Hey, Crawford guy, go long!
No, I can't.
Here comes the pitch to Crawford guy. Strike three.
Come on, Crawford guy, take the shot!
Sports may not be our specialty, but home comfort is. Crawford Company, plumbing and drain cleaning, heating and air conditioning.
Over the past few years, people in the Quad Cities have been buying online more and more. Now, since the pandemic hit, online sales have absolutely skyrocketed. Having an online presence was important before, but now it's an outright necessity. But don't worry, MyLocalCustomers.com is here to help. All you need to do is go to MyLocalCustomers.com to receive a free competitive analysis to see what Town Square Media can do for you. We'll help you find more local customers online and help grow your business faster. Town Square offers premium website services that get you new leads every day, plus a dedicated marketing specialist who will work with you the whole time, so you don't have to mess with updating a website. It's fast and easy with no contracts, so you can cancel at any time. Be one of the first to sign up and receive $500 in free advertising on ESPN 1170 AM. As a business owner, you know how hard it is to get people to cross a bridge to get to your business. These days, they don't need to. Find your customers and keep your customers. Go to MyLocalCustomers.com.
Cyber Days are happening now at JCPenney. Hurry to jcp.com and shop thousands of online deals through Wednesday. Tuck into cold weather bedding, including foam mink to Sherpa comforters, heated blankets, and throws up to 60% off. Say yes, please, to 1/10 carat total weight diamonds, just $25. Quick, click these deals before they're gone. JCPenney. Offers valid on select items through 12/1. Cyber online deals excluded from coupons. Other exclusions apply. See jcp.com for details.
Hey, Chrissy, it's Leo. We're going to need some backup on Friday night, okay?
Leo's Limos needs to say I do to 4 commercial drivers.
You booked another wedding on Saturday?
Before wedding season.
No. I'll make it work.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Is a college degree the only thing standing in your way of a great job promotion or the career of your dreams? Then it's time to make that New Year's resolution and give yourself the gift of a high-quality education from Upper Iowa University. At UIU, you get an exceptional education, convenient evening and online classes, and the support you need to succeed. Our local staff has been welcoming students at our Quad City Center for 10 years. Classes begin January 10th. Visit uiu.edu/Quad Cities to learn more. Upper Iowa University, education built for life.
I'm Omar East with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Monday Night Football, down to the wire. Seattle down 8. Russell Wilson on his 33rd birthday led the Seahawks on a 96-yard touchdown drive with 15 seconds to go. but came short of the comeback when Kendall Fuller intercepted the two-point try, Washington winning 17-15 and into the final NFC wildcard spot. Elsewhere around the league, Panthers running back Christian McCaffrey will miss the remainder of the season with a left ankle injury suffered in Sunday's loss to Miami. The star running back has already missed 5 games this season after missing 13 last season. And Mike McCarthy won't be on the sideline when the Cowboys take on the Saints Thursday night. McCarthy in COVID protocols. Defensive coordinator Dan Quinn will serve as interim coach. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
I have a personal printer for my home office. Now I just need a personal supply closet.
With Staples Connect, it's possible.
I need the same setup for my home as I have at the office, without twice the cost.
Also possible, because Staples Connect has the tools your business needs to get work done. Now get 20% back in a Staples store bonus when you buy any 2 Ink or toner cartridges. Explore what's new at Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Ends 12/11, limit 2, in-store only. Visit staplesconnect.com/store bonus for details.
Your station for Cyclone basketball. The Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 1170.
Yeah, we're back. ESPN 1170 AM. Don't hassle us, we're local. We just kind of looking at the Major League Baseball free agency frenzy, and Adrian asked me a good question. As a fan, what do I rather have? The 10-year, $325 million contract of Seager, or would I rather have the 5-year Javi Baez, 6 years, $140? Seager's not playing out that 10 years.
No, absolutely not. Is he getting halfway through it?
No. There'll be like a luxury tax thing that they have to worry about eventually, and you can't go over so many years and you get fined. I don't know all the details of it. I'm sure someone like Easer A's would probably know like the ins and outs of the entire thing, but
there's got to be a bats in there.
Yeah, trade clauses and everything else, and he can go and he gets to pick where he wants to go. And but in the end, what player do I want? I'm sorry, I want Seager over Baez.
Yeah, I would take Seager over Baez. I think I agree with that.
But I think Carlos Correa is going to get 10 years and more.
Yeah, what kind of crazy money is he going to receive?
But the problem is unless he does something like Yankees don't usually take on a 10-year, they'll take on you the rest of your 7. Which is what they did for the Rangers. Mm-hmm. They'll take that on, and you'll have to eat some of it. So they're not going to offer Carlos Correa that. If he wants that, stay in Houston.
Yeah.
I don't think Boston's going. There are some teams, the big name teams, that are going to be worried about that luxury tax as well. But the thing is he's got one more day. He's got basically less than 36 hours to sign. Same thing with Trevor Story. Now, I know you can sit there and say, well, that's not a big deal. Mm-hmm. Who cares if the lockout comes? Well, it does matter because they can't sign when the lockout is going on. So they can't trade for players. They can't sign anybody. They can move minor league players around, though?
How is that a thing?
Because they're not under a Major League MLBPA contract.
That's still crazy.
So they can still trade minor leaguers back and forth.
They're just sitting around bored.
Yeah. I want something to do during the lockout. It's like... It's like at 10 o'clock at night when you just have money in the account and you're like, what's that Gonzaga score like? It's like, what's that guy we drafted in the 47th round of the 2016 draft? What's he doing these days? He's at Kane County Cougars. Let's get rid of him. Let's trade him to somebody. Who? I don't know. What are the Whitecaps up to these days? Let's talk to them. I haven't talked to Bill in a while. Bill, get Bill on the phone. Bill, it's Jim. Hey, Jim.
I got this guy.
Yeah, I got this guy down in Kane County. You want to make a trade? Sure, I'm bored.
He loves baseball.
Yeah. Didn't you get the email? Wait, I sent you. It's like trading fantasy football. Hey, I sent you a trade. He keeps sending notifications, texting him, and everything. Facebook messaging. Hey, did you get that trade I sent you? Yeah, I got it. I don't want to trade minor league relief pitchers. You're the worst.
Then it goes up for everybody to veto. Everybody's getting a notification. All the owners.
Yeah.
Oh, I was hoping somebody was making a trade today.
Oh, did you see
I
that
had nothing to do.
Oh, those guys are so dumb. Hey, you gonna vote for it? Nah, I'm gonna veto it just to mess with them.
Yeah.
What?
I never like trades.
But yeah, they have to sign.
There's no way that's even. We don't even know those guys.
Yeah. Well, my scout says this. Oh yeah, well, my scout says this. Well, all right.
Why is Tom's scout saying this and you're saying that?
Yeah. I'm vetoing that thing. I tell you, I never liked Bill anyway. Ever since that trade that went down, but this will be the first lockout, and it's not.
Are
saying
you
it's
a veto
happen.
trade guy? Or are you?
No.
Yeah.
I feel like this, like, unless there's 100% collusion.
Yeah.
Which rarely it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's and if you're in a league that's local, not online, more than likely you're all buddies and you want to be in it again.
Yeah.
So if there isn't collusion, like clear collusion, but rarely is it. Stop trying to figure out who. I think Matthew Berry had it best in his book, Fantasy Life or whatever. He's like, stop worrying about who it benefits. Just look at it as player A. Like, what only benefits a guy that's ahead of me in the standings?
Uh-huh.
Look at them as they're just player A, player B, and if there's not clear collusion, let it go.
Yeah.
But that's what happens. Too many people are like, well, they're ahead of me, or this person's behind me. You know, I just feel like people are. Basically, I try to trust that they're not like 11-year-olds.
Yeah.
And that's what 11-year-olds would do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kid in the neighborhood, it's a school, it's like a little league team that decided to do a fantasy football, and the kids in the neighborhood only trade with each other and make one a super team. And they'll be like, yeah, well, now you're a co-GM, and you get all the Snickers bars because we bet our Halloween candy on it. So, no, I'm not a veto at all. Are you?
No. Yeah, let them go through.
All right. I love college football. This is the craziest year ever. This doesn't make me love it, though. So last year, we had that crazy thing where they were like, remember the Big Ten was like, hey, everybody, we're canceling the season. And the Pac-12 was like, you are? Cool. We're in.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And then the SEC was like,
we play football down there.
hey, have fun with that.
Yeah.
And the Big Ten was like, no, you should cancel it too, because you're at like a 33% positivity rate in every single state or more that you play football in. And up here in the Midwest, we're at like 20-25% positivity rate. You guys should cancel. And SEC was like flipping double birds and like, have fun with that. We're playing football.
We like to party.
Yeah, and the Big 12 was like, yeah, we're going to do what the SEC's doing. We're going to play football.
Uh-huh.
And then parents went to Indianapolis and players did whatever else, and Big Ten was like, yeah, we're going to play football too.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Let's play football.
We're going to abbreviate the season a little bit, but we're still going to do it. And then Pac-12 was like, what?
What about us?
And then Pac-12, like 2 weeks later, was like, yeah, we're going to play too.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And everyone was like, this is the craziest year ever, man. Michigan didn't get to play Ohio State.
Yeah.
Little things like that. And 2021 came, and they're like, hold my beer.
Watch what we can do now.
Everything goes haywire in 2021. This is one of the goofiest seasons ever. So we've got, what was it? Let's see. I started a timeline about this. And does it start with, I believe it starts with the NIL in June. All right? This is the first time ever now these players, these student athletes can make money off of their likeness, which good for them. They should be able to. So, and rightfully so. We believe that they should be able to do it. Players, I mean, we had this story like Bryce Young is, when Saban said, like, this guy might even make close to, $1 million. And he hasn't even taken a single snap at Alabama. That's kind of crazy. They're using it as a lure to get people there.
There's a crazy amount. There's a kid from Ohio State, backup quarterback or something like that, redshirt freshman, left high school early, making tons of money right now.
Okay. Yeah, he left, because he knew he could do that. Yeah. Anyway, just logging things goofy. Then you have July, August type of thing. Oklahoma and Texas are like, We're going SEC.
Deuces. See ya.
Everyone's like, what the heck?
Uh-huh.
And out of nowhere, then we're speculating where this isn't. We will no longer have conferences as this happens.
Uh-huh.
Then the Big Ten, the ACC, and the Pac-12 get together, and they're like, we're going to form an alliance. And we got a phone call. ESPN Quad Cities. Who do we got here?
These are
What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on?
I missed the beginning of this NCAA conversation.
Sure.
I wanted to chime in. Why on earth would anybody leave 10 and 11 win programs to go coach under 500 programs?
Why would like who are you talking about first?
Either one of them. Lincoln Riley going to USC or Brian Kelly. I understand Lincoln Riley. Brian Kelly bothers the absolute crap out of me. It makes absolutely no sense what he's doing.
It makes zero sense what he's doing. All right, and this is where I was eventually going to get to about the whole thing because I'm really, really frustrated about this, everything Lincoln Riley did and Brian Kelly did. Last week, among speculations of any of these openings, Brian Kelly said that he never wants to leave Notre Dame.
And he said, give me $250 million and then I'll think about it.
I don't know why he wants to go down to LSU. I don't know why he wants to leave Notre Dame. You have a 58% chance, last I saw, to make the college football playoffs. He sent a message to the kids over a TeamSnap app, Teamworks. Hey guys, sorry for the late text, but word got out. I'll be back in town. I'm flying into South Bend. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I have no respect for this guy whatsoever.
The meeting that he messaged about?
Yeah.
11 minutes long.
No.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't get 11 minutes long to be like, yeah, sorry, I'm out of here.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's gross.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Have they mentioned anything like have they mentioned anything about like anybody in the transfer portal at all?
No, not that I've seen so far. I think the players might be waiting to see who the new coach is.
All right. We can,
because the short list, Luke Fickell is at the top.
Yep.
And then Marcus Freeman, who is their defensive coordinator. He's in his first year.
Uh-huh.
But I saw a report this morning that said that Brian Kelly offered Marcus Freeman the defensive coordinator job at LSU and said, I'll make you the highest paid coordinator in college football. So I don't know if he's going or not. I have not heard or looked lately to see if he's going with.
Where is this going? Like, where does Notre Dame go from here, though? I mean, it's a destination job, but look at what they've gone through. I mean, he's been the most successful that they've had. I mean, he just got the most wins, right, of all time.
Yep, he's got the most wins. I mean, granted, he's not the most successful. I wouldn't call him that, but yes, He has the most wins at the school. He's only there 12 years. I don't know what they do. I mean, there's been multiple, Notre Dame is my dream job, guys.
There's Urban Meyer's quote.
Yeah, but if you're Notre Dame, can you really take Urban Meyer right now? Can you take out at the bars, girl, not my wife, dancing on my lap when you're a Catholic university?
By the way, did you see Lacey Roden's tweet or TikTok? I can't remember which one about Urban Meyer.
No.
That the Notre Dame job is the second thing that fell into Urban Meyer's lap this year.
But yeah, I thought of it last night. I thought he'd Saban it, walk out at now. This was around the time Nick Saban left Miami to go to Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even finish the year, he just left. But yeah, Urban Meyer. There's
I did see that
our great state. There's a lot of speculation from the east side of the state that maybe Matt Campbell will get the job. Because the east side is the ones that always determine where Matt Campbell's going. The ones out west think he's going to stay there forever.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you saw social media over the weekend, like his tearful goodbyes to his senior class, and everyone's like, "Is this a sign? Like, get out of here." What were we gonna say, Adrian?
I did see that sources are saying that Urban will not leave the NFL for any college job, but that I feel like right there means he's going.
Yeah, I don't.
As soon as you say that, he's out.
Yeah, Lincoln Riley also said on Saturday night that I'm not going to LSU, and then Sunday morning went to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I mean, take these guys. Brian Kelly said 2 weeks ago it takes $250 million for me to leave this job. Like, Brian Kelly went 4-8 at Notre Dame not that long ago. LSU will not put up with 4-8, dude. I don't even know what that is. It pure arrogance?
Yes.
It has to be
payday,
arrogance.
it's pure
It's just
arrogance.
gotta be pure arrogance.
And then, well, I mean, look, Orgeron won a national championship 2 years ago, and he's out.
Not even 2 years. Like,
Yeah, not
there's
even
no
2
dust
years.
on that trophy. There's no dust on that trophy yet, and they're like, bye. He's got other stuff wrong with him, but it's not like Brian Kelly is a cult of personality.
So it's reported that his deal is 10 years, $100 million, right?
Yeah, there was reports last night that he was getting 15.
Okay. Which, by the way, puts him in the top 5 paid coaches in all of sports.
Yeah. If Nick Saban falls out of the top 5 of highest paid college football coaches or top 3 SEC coaches, he gets an automatic raise.
Did you see Lincoln Riley's contract?
6 years, $110 million, plus he gets a $6 million house, and he can use the private jet whenever he wants.
And he has 2 homes in Oklahoma that they bought over $500,000 over asking price of each of them.
Yes.
24/7 access to a private jet. And he said, Lincoln Riley did, he's going to return this program to the mecca of football. If he has any success at all, he's gone. He will leave for the NFL. There's just I don't believe this guy either. I don't believe one word out of him.
Kind of made him king though over there a little bit.
Absolutely, but
yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Okay, I got an idea for you. Outside of California, LA, do you know anybody in your walk of life that is a diehard USC fan?
I have one.
Okay, good. I don't. I thought about this. Like, listen, we've got listener Jason. He's a Miami fan, and I run into a few of them. You've got Notre Dame fans. Mm-hmm. You've got Oklahoma fans that I know of. You've got I can keep going. The teams that are in there every year. Alabama fans that you come across. Florida State. Florida Gators here in the Midwest.
Yeah.
I don't know one that's like, I'm diehard USC. Mm-hmm. You know what happened? Changed me? That 2006 Rose Bowl. The year before, because I have more probably Texas fans because of that 2006 Rose Bowl. But no one says, like, man, that run that they had in the early 2000s and Carson Palmer, when they beat Iowa, I decided right then, and I've been diehard ever since. And that's what I'm saying. It's not a nationwide program like it used to be. How is he going to make that the mecca? Because he's going to recruit out of California? Look at Florida.
It's not even a local program.
No.
LA has so much more to do. Someone tried telling me, oh, this is a good job because he's going to a media market. I'm like, name me a media market in college football that's good. Like, you don't go to LA. Who's New York's team? Fordham?
Syracuse?
Like Chicago. Yeah, who's Chicago's team? Northwestern?
Good call.
Like, none of these teams are good.
Keep going.
Like,
Denver, do they have one? No.
Denver?
Kansas City? No.
Atlanta is Georgia Tech.
There you go.
Dallas?
Dallas, SMU?
TCU's in Fort Worth. I mean, just the Boston, they
Phoenix
can give a crap. They
Tempe.
care more. Boston cares more about the bean pot than they do Boston college football.
Very good.
Philadelphia, Washington, D.C.
D.C., I was just going to say, yeah. Nate, you're right.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Phoenix, Las Vegas.
No.
None of these, who's the big, I mean, I don't get why thinking that him going to L.A., I mean, I highly doubt his $6 million house is going to be on a gravel road.
Yeah.
Like old KF has down there in Iowa City.
This is a tough thing to swallow when all these people are getting these contracts when we just had all these programs cut across the nation. It's a tough pill to swallow if you really think about it. And that's how fast our memories go. Nobody on the talking heads on these SEC Network or Feinbaum or anyone else is sitting there saying, like, this is kind of a black eye because we just cut all these programs and now we're giving this ridiculous amount of money to these coaches who are not going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, where's Brian Kelly going next? If Peyton ever leaves New Orleans, he's just going to use that as a stepping stone to the Saints?
I want to give Brian Kelly the benefit of the doubt because he's stuck at Notre Dame for so long, but now it's just it looks dirty what he did.
Who gets to the NFL first?
Does.
Kelly or Riley?
Lincoln Riley.
Lincoln Riley.
Brian Kelly's too old for the NFL.
So what I want is I don't want anything. If we're okay with this, then you should be if as a whole, if we're just okay with it, like it happens, these coaches leave, then I don't ever want to see on Twitter where someone turns against a 19-year-old kid who wants to enter the transfer portal.
Yeah, I can't believe he's leaving. Kids quitters.
I can't believe they're leaving because we're okay with these adults are getting paid to leave.
I saw a couple of people have already entered the transfer portal for Oklahoma. Has anybody hit from Notre Dame right away?
That's what we don't know yet.
I haven't seen anything. I mean, Rattler was going to leave regardless. He wasn't sticking at Oklahoma.
It was the decommits that's a big deal because they're from South Carolina. South California.
South California.
That's the big deal. And he hammered them. He had commitments in the class of 2023. He had commits, and now they're all decommitting. But it's ridiculous.
I think the best one of my college football podcasts to listen to. They put this question on Twitter, and I'll leave it with you guys, and then I gotta get back to work. Yep. But the question is, if you are a coach leaving from one program to another program, what is the best way to do it? How can you possibly do it the right way?
Okay.
So, all right.
I like that. We're gonna take that. We're gonna use that over the break, but I'm also gonna leave with the trivia question. I'll give it to you before I let you go, and then we'll put it on the Facebook, and we'll give the answer back. Okay. So we're talking about NCAA coaches. Lincoln Riley will be USC's 8th head football coach this century. Lincoln Riley will be USC's 8th head football coach this century. Can you name the other 7? That's what's going to be our question or trivia question when we go into break. Easy Race, thanks for the phone call. Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, take care, man. Yep, bye. All right. So what's the best way to let kids know when you're leaving? And Lincoln Riley is the question. We'll come back with the answer. The 7 other coaches that USC has had.
That's a lot.
This century. It is. And a hint is 3 are active right now. 3 are actively coaching. We'll be right back. ESPN 1170 Quad Cities.
The Rock says he's going to make your Rudy Poo candy ass famous.
You like that? You like that?
Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
This is Rachel Alger with St. Ambrose University, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
Are you a QC pro? Well, you might be if you know what Quad Cities Pizza is and you love it. And commuting across the river is the norm. If you know quad means more than 5, and Cody Road is a sweet sip. For everything you know, you could become a QC pro, plus get local rewards. Go to QuadCitiesPro.com. You know you wanna.
Brought to you by Visit Quad Cities and this Town Square Media radio station.
The thing about the Name Your Price tool from Progressive is that by now you've heard a lot of ads about the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. We probably don't even need the words, the Name Your Price tool, to tell you that our Humpback Whale Pup gives you options based on your budget, or that our novelty hand buzzer helps you save on car insurance. And that's the thing about the tiny felt bag filled with marbles. At this point, you've heard a lot of ads about the elusive northern bobcat. The Name Your Price tool. The neighbor who baked you banana bread. Only from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hey, Chrissy, it's Leo. We're going to need some backup on Friday night, okay?
Leo's Limos needs to say I do to 4 commercial drivers.
You booked another wedding on Saturday?
Before wedding season.
No. I'll make it work.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Mike Greenberg. So Baker Mayfield is a guy who came into this season with probably as much riding on the outcome as anybody.
He's in the same draft class as Josh Allen, who's gotten paid, as Lamar Jackson, who is now setting himself up to get paid, like a Mahomesian kind of contract. And Baker is the guy for, I think, all of the right reasons that there was some question. Do you pay him or do you not? And he bet on himself. And if he had a huge year, which he isn't, and if the Browns had a huge year, which they aren't, then he probably stood to make like $150 million. But now what's going to happen? So they've picked up his fifth-year option. This is his fourth year. So he's got one more year. Does he go the Kirk Cousins route? Like, does he try and position himself into a place where he becomes the franchise tag guy?
Greeny, 9 till 11 on the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 1170.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get access. Well, not anymore, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide, with plans starting at just $35 a month and no contract. Plus, get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for $299, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Chris Canty and Mike Golick Jr.
I also need to know where my camera is because I do need a little bit of advice for a certain friend of ours here that we have seen. Because I enjoyed watching the New York Knicks. I enjoy what they have brought to the table on all this. Evan Fournier is a great addition for this team. We have seen him bring so much to all. I just have to invite my brother in arms here to come down the road I have been on. It's time to come on home. All right? I have been given this advice by people in my life that care enough about me to help. And so that's all I want for everyone else here. Tyler Lockett made that decision this offseason. Out here balling for the Seahawks now. Like, this too can be yours if the price is right. That's all I'm saying. Like,
so, Mike, what you're saying is his jumper ain't the only thing that's fading away.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I want what's best for him. I want him to be able to go out here and thrive and look good in the process.
Canty and Golick Jr., 2 till 6 on the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 1170.
Is that furnished by Nesmataju LLC. Offer not valid in all states or prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Great. Maxed out cards, rent is due, bills are piling up. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
We should do what my brother did. He went to 79cash.com and got $3,000.
With our bad credit?
79cash.com is different. They're one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000.
I'm sure there's a lot of paperwork.
Nope. My brother said it was fast and easy. He did it right from his phone.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan of up to $5,000 in minutes, and your cash can hit your bank account as soon as the next day. Our lenders have millions of dollars to lend regardless of your credit history.
Great news! I went to 79cash.com and we'll have our money as soon as tomorrow.
Wow, that is fast.
If you need extra cash, go to 79cash.com. That's 79cash.com. 79cash.com.
Listen to more sports so you can actually have something to say to your family during the holidays. This is the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Back here in the Hassle Castle on ESPN Quad Cities. Thank you for listening. Thanks for Easy to calling in. Adrian. I remember the trivia question to come back from break.
Nice, right away.
I know.
Look, you stepping up your game. FM radio can't.
It's just coffee that I took.
That's hustle right there.
It's just coffee. I have a coffee maker that makes individual like Yeti thing here. And then I made it this morning. And then I forgot about it. It got cold, and then I just poured the coffee back into the thing because I still had the coffee grinds in the individual, so it's like double kind of
double coffee.
I'm up. Yeah. All right, I gave you a trivia question. Lincoln Riley will be USC's 8th head football coach this century. Can you name the other 7? 3 are active head coaches is the hint. Do you have any guesses?
Lane Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin is 1, 2010 to 2013.
Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll, 2001 to 2009.
Who's the LSU guy? That's just
Ed Orgeron.
Ed Orgeron.
2013. He took over for Lane Kiffin.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all I got.
Before Pete Carroll, there was a man named Paul Hackett. He was the coach from 1998 to 2000. After Ed Ogeron, it was Steve Sarkisian, 2014-2015. Clay Helton started the season as the coach of USC. He was from 2015 to 21. And Dante Williams was the interim coach, the head coach in 2021 after Clay Helton was let go. There's your 7 people. How do you let your team know? How do you let kids know that you recruited? After you went into you have to think, you went into their parents' living room.
Mm-hmm.
You looked their parents in the eye, said, I'm going to provide a few things. An education, a chance to advance their athletic career, maybe even to another level, we're hoping.
Mm-hmm.
Security, because I'm going to treat them like family.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to feel confident that your kid lives 3,000 miles away, sometimes cannot make it home for Thanksgiving, sometimes might have to miss Christmas because of bowl games. I treat all of my players.
I'm going to be there.
Like they're my sons.
Mm-hmm.
That goes all the way to the players, to the graduate assistants, to the team managers, because I know it's a struggle, all these things that they do. I'm going to be there for them night and day. I am accessible 24/7 to any of their concerns. You've looked their parents in the eye and you've told a 17-year-old that. And the 17-year-old believed you and said, I'm giving you my coach.
I'm in. Yep. I believe in you.
Or I'll let you know soon. I'm going to give a call that I'm committed. And then they're going to put that hat on signing day and say whatever you want. Boomer sooner.
I don't think there's a right way, Jay. You know what? An 11-minute meeting is definitely not what it is.
Because that pitch was more than 11 minutes when you sold it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. What happened to these coaches? I know they want to get to work right away for the next season, right? But what happened? I thought they used to coach the bowl games. Well, I feel like they would let them, finish out the bowl game. Or why are we even be able to talk to coaches until after bowl games? I think they should have to wait.
It just doesn't happen. How do you do it the right way? Well, if it leaked like Brian Kelly, we have to have a team meeting.
And it's a lot different doing it right now and then is doing it 15, 20 years ago, because everything gets known right away right now. Everything's all over the internet. Everything's too accessible.
How does a booster or a president athletic director, when they reach out to Brian Kelly and he goes, I am interested, but can we wait to see if we make it in the college football playoffs?
No.
I'm not saying I'm not. You never say you're not interested. You go, I'm willing to listen. Throw hey, do me a favor. Sprinkle some other names out there. Give me some cover, at least through championship weekend, to know if we're playing for then if we go to, I don't know, Fiesta Bowl or something like that, doesn't matter. If we get a bowl bid, then I can say it.
Then I'm in, then I can make some decisions here.
Now, Oklahoma, Lincoln Riley, I understand that he's not in the Big 12 championship. He just lost to Oklahoma State.
No, they're not going to the college playoff.
To a coach who is probably right now top 5 tenured coach in the NCAAs. He's been there since 2005. So, how do you do? You bring the meeting. You explain to him that there's rumors out there. Say it, and the rumors are true. You just explain that this is you have to make tough choices in life. And just like you one time had to make a tough choice between this school or Alabama or whatever else, or one that's closer to home. And you're loyal to certain individuals, all of you people that are standing in front of me, and to the school. I'll always, be, Sooner born, sooner bred, and when I die, I'll be sooner dead. I'll always love Oklahoma. I have a special place in my heart. They gave me a gig that I got to do, be in the Big 12 championship, and we made, had some good teams, and we got to play in the college football playoffs. But they made me an offer I couldn't refuse. And sometimes in kids, you're going to have to go against your word. And I would not, I'd leave out, just like you can transfer anytime you want to now to the NCAA. You don't put that on them. You take all the onus. And you say, sometimes it's a no-brainer for my life and what's going to happen. And then he turns around and he tells USC he's going to be a Trojan, he's going to make it a mecca of football, and that man's, if he has any success at all. And I think someone on the Facebook comment thread said, like, they'll be a national champion or in the championship in 3 years. Okay. Then that means he'll be gone in 4.
Yeah.
If they're there in 4, he'll be gone in 5.
Mm-hmm.
Or how quick are they going to get rid of him if he doesn't make it there? Or the first time they lose to Washington or Cal or Stanford, he gets back in the mix. That you have to look those kids in the eye. You have to do it like Ric Flair said, with a tear in my eye. I stand before you, but you do not do it over text. You say, team meeting, guys, we got to talk. But I would just beg and plead. You know, there's always this rumor, and someone can tell me it's wrong. There was always rumors back in the day before they hired Ferentz that Stoops was supposed to be the next head coach of Iowa. And he told Bowlesby at the time, like, just tell me I have the job. There's rumors of this story. Tell me I have the job. Shake my hand under the table, and I'll walk out of Iowa City. It's fine, I'll be your next head coach. And he's like, I couldn't do it. He wasn't going to tell him it's your job. And Stoops took the Oklahoma job. That's all you got to do. I'm very interested. Do me a solid. Sprinkle some names out there. Do something dumb. Like Oklahoma might have their next one. They might already have someone that we don't know.
Yeah.
And they're going to lake where we're going for Cliff Kingsbury, knowing damn certain they're not going to get Cliff Kingsbury. But that's what you do. Oklahoma may have a big name out there already. They might have an offensive coordinator who's the next up-and-coming guy. But they don't want to leak it out because the guy's like, I don't want to take away from, we're going to be in the college football playoffs. It could be Luke Fickell, for all we know.
Absolutely.
And he's like, listen, these kids are playing for American Conference Championship and a possibility of playing the 4. Can we keep my name out of it? Throw something out there. Okay. Cliff Kingsbury sound good to you? We know he's not going to take it. Okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Perfect. Does this affect the committee's decision at all towards Notre Dame?
No.
Does it have anything to do? You think this, just makes them not want him in there at all?
No.
With like some sort of interim
They want
coach?
Notre Dame in there.
Yeah.
The following is too big.
Yeah.
It's just too much. The eyes are going to be on them because you've got the parallel, the polar of it. You've got the people who love Notre Dame and the people who hate Notre Dame. They're going to watch him just to hate him.
Gotcha.
And they're going to watch him because they love him. So they want Notre Dame in there the best that they can. They just have to justify it. This isn't going to do anything. No. But I guess that'd be the best way to do it. I think. But you have to be sincere. You have to say, look, that's a lot of money. And look, I know I told you Norman was great, and it is.
You know it's great too?
Yeah.
Southern California.
Yeah. It is. Norman was cool. It's okay for 5 years if you're here for 5 years. Yeah. I don't want to be here anymore. I did my 5 years. I did my time. So, but you don't do it via text, and you don't give them just 11 minutes, and you know what? And you do the thing where you have the town hall meeting. You have like, I can answer. Give me the questions. If it's a why, I just gave it to you.
Yep.
If you feel like I did you wrong, I'll listen to your worries, concerns, and I'll also tell you there's a transfer portal.
Yeah.
If you really love me that much as a coach,
follow me down.
There's a transfer portal. I'm just saying. That's if you. Yeah, I could still be your coach, son. I'm always going to be your coach. You can call me up anytime, and I'll help you through anything you have in life. But if you really want me to be your football coach, there's a transfer portal. Just letting you know.
You look good in these colors, too. Yeah.
Yeah. You'd look good on Saturday nights in L.A.
Yeah.
under those L.A. lights. I just think I think you do deserve to do it. That being said, this makes me feel even more every time someone says something about Ferentz that I would probably kidnap him for a weekend if he says, like, I'm going somewhere else, or now it's even if he retires. Because I don't want to go through this.
No, absolutely not. I don't want to be anywhere close to anything like this. It's been nice not having to worry about something like that.
And say what you want. I mean, you can question it. And there was some. Kaker retweeted something that there were like 2 schools interested in Brian Ferentz, and everyone's like losing their mind, like, this is awesome. And Kaker's like, hey, the last retweet was a joke. Like, Brian's probably not. He was like, to the best of my knowledge, Brian isn't going anywhere. But that's the big criticism this year. But it's going to happen every year. But I'm serious. I'm standing strong behind this, and I know how much I've talked to enough former Iowa football players how much they love Ferentz. I don't want to go through this.
No.
And I don't want to have a thing of
maybe real
someone
nice
jumps
right
goes
here.
somewhere else. Yeah. well, you had some success at Iowa. Look what you could do here. And then you have every year Matt Campbell is going to be gone. And sorry, probably should.
Might be, absolutely. Get out now while you can.
This was supposed to be your best season.
Yeah.
And this is what happened. And that's what I was talking about, how crazy this whole year has been. We've got this.
And we just started.
Yeah.
On the coaching carousel.
Oh, yeah. The season's still not over, and it's crazy. We had the 9-0 Supreme Court NIL decision. Oklahoma and Texas jump in conferences. Then you have the Alliance. And now we've got, for the first time, the Cinderella. And I say that with tongue-in-cheek and with the pun intended. As in Cincy.
Yep.
The first one, non-Power 5 to get into the play. Well, if they win, to get into the playoffs.
Are you excited for that?
I think it opens up the discussion, and that's also part of the crazy year because now everyone's like, well, it should be bigger.
Yeah, it's going to help us get bigger. That's what I like about it.
We've got two teams that are representing the Big Ten East and the Big Ten West that were not projected to win their division. Nope. Yeah, it's just been a crazy rivalry week. And I just think it's only going to get nuttier. Like something like, it's not the first time, but Alabama loses to Georgia, they're probably out of it.
Yep.
Unless they find a way to finagle their way in, but they're going to need some help. They have to play a close game against Georgia. Michigan would have to lose to Iowa. They're probably in still. Notre Dame, they don't have to do anything. Since he loses to Houston, they can find their way in. A 2-loss team. Oklahoma State would have to lose to Baylor, and Baylor would have an argument. I mean, they can find a way in, and trust me, they'd love to get them in. But there's a 58% chance Notre Dame can get in. And that's better than what the professional gamblers, the percentage I gave you. There's 57% chance. So it's worth a look to maybe put them in to see what the odds are to get into play in the playoffs. It's just been a crazy year. Oh, also, this is also the first time ever that Florida State, Texas, Nebraska, and USC will all finish the season with losing records.
Those are too big of programs to be finishing with losing records.
Florida State, Texas, Nebraska, and USC will all finish the season with losing records for the first time ever.
They just put Nebraska in there as like a little sprinkle.
Just to hammer it in there. Yeah, that's what I just now will just stand behind. Like, no, just stay, Ferentz. I mean, if you look at the numbers that he does and All-Americans that he has, and then players he put in the NFL and doing with little, you do have the letdown years when you have something like this, and then we're returning all these players, and then you end up going 8-4 and losing your games like to Purdue or Northwestern, and those will drive you crazy. But I just think
we have it good up here. Huh? I like it just where we're at.
Yeah, I do too. And don't get me wrong. Maybe Campbell is that guy. Maybe he's the one that wants to be there forever. And good for Iowa State if he does.
Yeah.
Because they've been through some ups and downs, too, with their coaches and players leaving. They had one leave for Auburn, So you don't want that. I don't know. I mean, you got to feel for these kids, but maybe they understand it. Maybe they understand. Maybe these kids are also more well-prepared than when we were growing up because they played in all these, like, Pop Warner travel teams and had coaches leave and everything else, and high school coaches that are getting paid to do whatever else.
And then they've grown up through all this social media. These kids this age, so it's like not like the internet's new to them. It's not like they're just they've been finding out everything early before people want to know.
Like I said, I think it's crazy, but and I have no problem with we haven't mentioned it yet, but it's obviously on the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment that Deuce Hogan's going to enter the transfer portal.
We just lose a joke.
Yeah, we'd lose a good name.
Deuce.
I know. That's the thing. But, I have no problem that he did that, though. So, and I don't really care. Like, I think Izraez is saying like 4 minutes ago on there, do they not deserve a handshake? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You say I'd meet with all of you. You have to tell them why it happened, but you have to be willing to take the heat, and that's what I'm saying. Town hall. Like if I go back to Jeff Lunau, the GM of Houston Astros, when he purposely tanked to rebuild, he said, "If you're a season ticket holder, come to the stadium," and he laid out the plan. He's like, "You can cancel your season tickets. You can hear me out, and I'll answer any question you have, even though you're going to be very angry. Talk to me. And I'll answer why we're doing it." And that's all he has to do. That's what you have to do. Yes, they do deserve a handshake. They deserve that meeting. And I think that you're in agreement with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
They deserve more than 11 minutes. They deserve to hear why.
Needs to be, like you said, a town square meeting. Yeah. Basically.
Meeting, You have to give them the why, though. This is why, kids. And explain, like, sometimes you have to take this. You have to follow your dreams. And But did you, I don't know if you ever saw, I'll pull it up. Colin Cowherd was like, he made 2, and you got to know Colin Cowherd, what he does. He knows that he's upsetting people for all the right reasons.
Absolutely.
We had the 2015 when he called Iowa with the fake ID the entire time. He loved Iowa this year. That just means his ratings are up high in Iowa. He called out the same thing we've kind of talked about. Why you can't be mad Lincoln Riley left? Because they're going to the SEC. He's automatically what he's considered. He's saying, you can argue Kyle Whittingham, but he's like, he's already going to be the best coach in the Pac-12, where he's behind people in the SEC.
Yeah.
Probably will be able to play Oregon, Washington every year for the Pac-12 title. Not guarantee the SEC because you have to get past Auburn, Alabama, the Georgias, everything else. Interesting point. Can't disagree. And then he argues for Alabama in the college football playoffs over Cincinnati. Period.
No matter what.
No matter what.
Yeah.
He's like, his points are good. These kids have to play in front of up to 75,000 or more every single week. Cincinnati, 10 to 15.
Yeah.
They have to play a team that gets up every single week, hyped to play Alabama. Their coaches have that game circled, and every single week Alabama has to face a team that they think this is their Super Bowl every single week. Cincinnati, they play Houston, SMU. He's not wrong. But Cincinnati deserves a shot.
Yeah.
The argument is they have to do it, expand the playoffs, then we get to see the real team. Let them let them play, and they give the first and second, however many teams you want to put in. But I got to remember what it is, because I'll play it for you guys. Because I have to look at, because it's not under Colin Cowherd. I think it was on TikTok. It's whatever he does for his production company. I see the arguments. I don't like them.
Yeah.
I know why he's doing it, though, because I've followed enough of Colin Cowherd, and he does where he doesn't have high rankings. He usually badmouths everybody because he knows that team, because he knows they'll listen to get mad. And if he has high rankings already in a market, because when he was getting syndicated, because he started off in Seattle, and then when he got to ESPN and worked his way up and started getting syndicated, where the numbers were low, he would badmouth a Boston team if they were low in East Coast until he got it up there. And if they were already high, let's say already in Seattle, he would talk about Washington football and the Seattle Seahawks over and over and say how great they were. Just he knows what he's doing. Smart man.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's take a break. Come back. Let's do power rankings.
Okay.
For going into the next week here. Yeah. ESPN 1170 AM. Don't hassle us. We're local. I said ESPN 1170 AM. ESPN Quad Cities, because we're on 2 stations. All right, we'll be right back.
This is Bobby Metcalf from the Quad City Times, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
This ad furnished by Nesmith Taju LLC. Offer not valid in all states or prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Great. Maxed out cards, rent is due, bills are piling up. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
We should do what my brother did. He went to 79cash.com and got $3,000.
With our bad credit?
79cash.com is different. They're one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000.
I'm sure there's a lot of paperwork.
Nope. My brother said it was fast and easy. He did it right from his phone.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan of up to $5,000 in minutes, and your cash can hit your bank account as soon as the next day. Our lenders have millions of dollars to lend regardless of your credit history.
Great news! I went to 79cash.com, and we'll have our money as soon as tomorrow.
Wow, that is fast.
If you need extra cash, go to 79cash.com. That's 79cash.com. 79cash.com.
An online presence was important, but now it's a necessity. Town Square offers premium website services that get you new leads every day. Go to mylocalcustomers.com to receive a free competitive analysis to help you find more local customers online and help grow your business faster. Plus, a dedicated marketing specialist so you don't have to mess with updating a website. It's fast and easy with no contracts. Cancel at any time. Be one of the first to sign up and receive $500 in free advertising on ESPN 1170 AM. Go to mylocalcustomers.com.
Chris Canty and Mike Golick Jr.
I also need to know where my camera is because I do need a little bit of advice for a certain friend of ours here that we have seen. Because I enjoyed watching the New York Knicks. I enjoy what they have brought to the table on all this. Evan Fournier is a great addition for this team. We have seen him bring so much to all. I just have to invite my brother in arms here to come down the road I have been on. It's time to come on home. All right? I have been given this advice by people in my life that care enough about me to help. And so that's all I want for everyone else here. Tyler Lockett made that decision this offseason. Out here balling for the Seahawks now. Like, this too can be yours if the price is right. That's all I'm saying. Like,
so, Mike, what you're saying is his jumper ain't the only thing that's fading away.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I want what's best for him. I want him to be able to go out here and thrive and look good in the process.
Canty and Golick Jr., 2 till 6 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
Word of mouth has Dante's dental clinic thriving.
17 new patients? Nice. Is this next month's calendar?
But he needs another dentist to give his schedule a good cleaning.
This is this week? You're kidding. Oh, you're not.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
I'm Omar Reese with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Monday Night Football, down to the wire. Seattle down 8. Russell Wilson on his 33rd birthday led the Seahawks on a 96-yard touchdown drive with 15 seconds to go. But came short of the comeback when Kendall Fuller intercepted the 2-point try, Washington winning 17-15 and into the final NFC wildcard spot. Elsewhere around the league, Panthers running back Christian McCaffrey will miss the remainder of the season with a left ankle injury suffered in Sunday's loss to Miami. The star running back has already missed 5 games this season after missing 13 last season. And Mike McCarthy won't be on the sideline when the Cowboys take on the Saints Thursday night. McCarthy in COVID protocols. Defensive coordinator Dan Quinn will serve as interim coach. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
I have a personal printer for my home office. Now I just need a personal supply closet.
With Staples Connect, it's possible.
I need the same setup for my home as I have at the office, without twice the cost.
Also possible, because Staples Connect has the tools your business needs to get work done. Now get 20% back in a Staples store bonus when you buy any 2 ink or toner cartridges. Explore what's new at Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Ends 12/11, limit 2, in-store only. Visit staplesconnect.com/store bonus for details.
From the Vegas Gaming Cafe, this is the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 104.1 FM, 1170 AM, KBOB Davenport, K281DB Davenport.
Okay, welcome back, ESPN Quad Cities. I got a few things to play for you guys. Just these are, take it for what you want. These are TikToks. This is from the Volume Sports, which is Colin Coward's sports production company, and I want to play a few things that Colin Coward said, and I just want to hear what you guys think about it. This is Colin explaining why Brian Kelly is going to LSU. Nope, never mind.
Win. LSU. Also,
Ed Orgeron is a world-class recruiter. Brian Kelly has seen the talent that Ed Orgeron has accumulated over the last 3 to 4 years. Ed can't coach it like Brian Kelly can. They will compete for a national championship next year. Just ask yourself this.
So that's his one over there, because short TikToks or whatever else. I don't know about what recruits he has. We can go back and look at the recruiting class that he has the last 2 years and what Brian Kelly's going to be up with.
Yeah.
That's easy enough to do. You can look at the recruiting classes and just Google that.
It can't be bad.
No, but he got a transfer out of Joe Burrow. You know, Joe Burrow was at a couple schools or whatever.
Yeah.
So, and he's the one that led him to it. Sorry, but he also had some great receivers, though, too. We know that. Let's see. And then he's going to give the Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley went to USC here.
Why did Lincoln Riley leave Oklahoma? Listen, you want to get into the playoff, right? What's the easiest route to the playoff? To battle Alabama and Georgia and LSU, or to battle Oregon? You always want the best job in your conference. And USC, look at the Natties, look at the guys in the NFL, look at the conference championships, look at the Heisman winners, look at the geography. In downtown Los Angeles, USC is easily the best, most coveted job in the Pac-12 conference. Lincoln Riley, USC, Grand Slam. He will win very quickly.
All right, so that's his reasoning for that. Not bad reasoning. I get it.
No, absolutely not. I like
you've got the best coaching job in there. The easiest place to win. I don't think we haven't said anything. I think more it's about the kids. And this is an interesting one that they shared. Kyle Hamilton talking about Brian Kelly from Notre Dame.
Obviously, people are going to always feel some type of way about him because of this, but I hope it doesn't overshadow everything that he's done. When he got here, obviously he went through a lot of stuff while he was here. We had a 4-8 season, and then after that, we just rallied off a bunch of great seasons. Like this one, who knows how this one will end too. But it just sucks having to find out that way. Like I wish he could have. I'm not saying that he wasn't going to. I just wish that he had the opportunity to tell his team he was around every single day. And I think that's the worst part about the media, because they don't really care about feelings and they just want to get whatever will get clicks. Obviously, people.
He's not wrong. Okay, everyone's going to report that they can as soon as they can just to get the clicks. It's very true, and you're gonna speculate before,
and that's never gonna change.
No,
the day and age where we're at now, it's just gonna get worse. Honestly,
no, everybody's a reporter. Everybody, everybody.
Look at us.
So,
Look at us. We're trying to be a reporter. We're trying to.
Yeah, I mean, we actually speculate. We just have fun of it. We just don't call ourselves call ourselves media. Anytime I get any type of credential, I just laugh and then I just try to melt into a wall so I don't bother someone who's actually doing a good job. But I don't. No, you don't want it to overshadow what the kids have accomplished this year, what he's done, or anything like that. That's a very mature response. But he's right. But he's also putting a lot of onus on there, and because Brian Kelly in his thing said guys, we have to meet, and he did. He kind of alludes to it already, like, I didn't want you to find out this way, but it happens. Like I said, you talk to the other school and say, I got kids that I made commitments to. I got to talk to them first. Can you not leak this?
Give me a minute.
Yeah. And by the way, can you guys can I not just do we need to meet in Baton Rouge so people see that there's a flight that I'm on it or whatever else? Do we need to? Like, let's just meet in, I don't know, Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah.
And I'll just say, like,
can you guys come here?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Meet down the street, the pub.
Yeah. And just be like, why is Brian Kelly going to Des Moines? Oh, didn't you know he's got a cousin there? It's their birthday. Oh, okay, sounds good. What a family guy. And meanwhile, he's just sitting in Altoona at the Prairie Meadows talking to the guy.
Yeah.
Betting on the ponies. And they're just like, yeah, we can do this. And then they go their separate ways. And like, hey, throw out some names. That's how I don't understand why it's that hard to do. Why it's that hard for someone to be like, hey, if you do this, I'm not coming. Yeah. And I'm not. If you leak my name, I'm not coming because I got to talk to this kid first.
They just want to be the headline.
Huh?
LSU just wants to be the headline, so that's why they leak it out real quick.
Maybe
get them talking about them.
I mean, honestly, like, if you are that upstanding, you say, I got to talk to the kids first. Do not leak this. Please. And if you do, I'm out.
It's my kids that should be leaking it on the internet afterwards.
Yeah.
After I get done with the meeting, my kids should be the first ones to say that basically tell the media.
If not, I'm out. And guess what? Another SEC school is going to give me that money.
Somebody else.
Because they already said LSU was going to pay me. Or, worst case scenario, Notre Dame gives me an extension for that amount. Don't care. That's what I'm going to do.
No, I don't have to have that conversation.
Now I don't have to have that awkward conversation. And I look like, this type of person. And then everyone's going to bring up that 4-8 season or when that kid fell off the scaffold and died. Like, they're going to bring up, he was never a good guy. That's what they're going to pick apart everything he does. And and they'll forget, media will, and they'll forget about all those things that they wrote within 8 months.
Real quick.
There was a Reddit thing between Oklahoma fans. And it was comparing Lincoln Riley to Satan. Who's worse? And they were like, Satan did this, but Lincoln Riley did this. And in the end, Lincoln Riley's worse than Satan. I think they had an actual thing, a conversation over it. Like, they're like, who is worse? Who's worse than Satan? They're comparing them. They have a tail of the tape.
Where was this at?
It's like, I think it was on Reddit. I got to find it during one of the breaks and share it with you. But yeah, it was like, Oklahoma fans are really upset. They've compared Lincoln Riley to Satan, and they did a tail of the tape. And in the end, Lincoln Riley's worse than Satan. Like Satan was loyal to his followers, like just weird stuff like that. Like, and I shouldn't laugh, but like, you open yourself up to all those things, and you're also going to have to answer to those recruits in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Riley's going to, and hey, you say you're going to be here. Well, I say, they're
what about those kids in Oklahoma that you just left?
Yeah. Well, in 3 years, when he wins a national championship, and he leaves in 4 to go to the NFL. They're going to go, what happened to this Mecca? And he's like, I did make it a Mecca. I gave you a national championship. That doesn't make it a Mecca. Like, that doesn't make it a Mecca. You know what Mecca is? It's one of the 5 pillars of faith you have to do in the Islamic religion. You have to visit Mecca. You want to be there. You have to go there. Leaving in 5 years doesn't make it a place that you have to go to if you're a college athlete.
And that's all he's looking to do.
Yes.
That's all. I don't believe he wants to make. He says these things right out loud, but all he's looking for to do is this next step forward.
He'll be coaching Seattle in 3 years when Carroll's gone.
Is that the line? You go from like your one job and then you go to USC and then you go to Seattle?
Yeah, he's just going to follow. Yeah, and probably be dirty along the way and just have to get out of there before. Because look what Carroll did. He dirtied up that place. Yeah. He dirtied up the Mecca, and then he left the stain on it. And he's like, "Oh, I'm going to take this job." And then 2 years later, he doesn't have to deal with anything. Meanwhile, Reggie Bush is like, what's going on with this NIL thing? Why can't I have my Heisman back? Which, that's crazy, too. And the NCAA should have...
Do they come and, like, take the trophy from you?
I believe so.
Or do you think he just still owns it somewhere?
I think they...
I feel like if I'm a Heisman Trophy winner, though, like, you're not finding that trophy. Like, if they're telling me they're going to take it from me, I'm like, you're not taking it from me.
Why do I feel like that thing's been sold or whatever else?
Has it? I have no idea.
Now I'm gonna have to do like a big internet deep dive and make a podcast about the story behind where the real Heisman is, and it's like in someone's basement.
Is that Heisman Trophy the real Heisman Trophy?
And then Chase Young, who was out for the Rose Bowl game because he traded like a jersey for some tattoos, but then he ended up paying the thing back. No, he paid for like his girlfriend's family to come watch him play, but then I can't remember, it was something like that. The NCAA owes an apology to a lot of these people because it was a 9-0 decision by the Supreme Court, and they got to go, yeah, we were wrong all these years. I don't know. It's interesting, and it's something this is what you're going to be talking about at happy hour, and that's why this show is. Just have conversations with your friends. And then and everyone loves rankings too. So let's do the rankings that you have and I have. We'll compare them to ESPN's for the NFL for this week. I went all the way up to 20, I believe. So, I don't know how far you went.
10.
Okay, all the way to 10.
I can get to 20.
Huh?
I can get to 20.
All right. You went all the way up to 10. All right, let's do
all
some
the
power
way
rankings.
Up to 10.
Yep. All right. So, we give power rankings. I'll give you the reasons why or whatever else. ESPN does as well. They get a group of more than 80 writers, editors, and TV personalities, and then they use the votes, and they have where they are. So, we'll start at number 1. Adrian, who do you have at number 1 for your NFL power rankings?
Last week I came in with the Arizona Cardinals, and
then
the Arizona Cardinals had a bye week, so we're going to stay right there.
Yeah, I stuck with them as well. I have them at 1. I know they lost to the Packers in Week 8, but that doesn't do too much for me. Colt McCoy, these guys are firing all cylinders. They had a bye. I have Cardinals at 1. They have Cardinals at 2, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that's Green Bay, right? Everybody loves Aaron Rodgers.
They have Green Bay at one, yeah. I mean, he had the COVID toe.
He had COVID toe.
Yeah. So
I'm not completely sold on them yet. I think I have an argument for my entire top 4 being anywhere in that top 4 from 1 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
So, and my top 4 didn't change from last week either. It was kind of nice to see the first time my top 4 didn't change.
Okay. Because you have them at 2, right?
No.
No, okay. Gotcha. Who?
I'm still at Tampa.
Okay. That's fair.
They beat a surging Colts team.
Yes, they did.
Did it in a fashion to where, coming back in the NFL with down 10 points.
Yep.
Not an easy thing to do.
Not at all. And it was on the road.
Yep.
Which we were critical of them playing on the road. I mean, they lost to Washington on the road.
I want to know what Tom, I guess, Saints playing the Dome. I want to know what Tom record is in Indy. I want to know what his record is overall in Indy because I feel like that's just a comfortable place for him to go and play.
Okay. Let's see. Like I just said, I have the Cardinals at 2. You have Tampa Bay at 2, right?
Yep. Who do you have?
No, I'm sorry. I have the Packers at 2.
Yeah,
sorry,
okay.
I was reading it off. Yeah, I have the Packers at 2. I feel like I do this every year, and I'm like, oh, I don't believe in them, but they end up just winning. They make it to the NFC Championship. Right now, I'm sorry, Arizona. Like I said, I know the Packers beat them in Week 8, but it just seems like if you can win with Colt McCoy, they're just getting better and better. And but the Packers are getting better and better as well. They don't have that too tough of a schedule. I think they have 2 more road games after this, and one's against winless Detroit. So they're going to be up there at number 1. If Arizona stumbles, Packers are right there. You have Tampa Bay in there. They have Tampa Bay at 3. I have the New England Patriots at 3.
We're going to both be the same right here. I got the New England Patriots at 3 as well.
This pains me because I don't want to ever be a Patriots fan, but they're just so darn good.
They're real fun to watch too.
They are because that's what you want. It's so angry because if you're with let's say you're trying to teach the game to your kid, you're like, just watch the Patriots play.
Yeah, just go watch everything they do. Everybody does everything right.
It makes me so angry to say that, but yeah. They have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 3. Who do you have at 4?
This is where I have the Green Bay Packers slated. Like I said, that 1 through 4 isn't very much off from anybody. It's just you have to order them here.
Yeah. I have the Buccaneers at 4.
Okay. So we have the same top 4. Is that what they have too?
No.
They don't. Who do they have?
They have the Baltimore Ravens at 4.
Over the Patriots?
Yeah, they have. They do have the best record in the AFC. But the thing is when you take 80 people together, writers and editors, that's fine. But you put TV personalities, I don't know who that is. I don't know if it's a star of some ABC sitcom, and they're like, oh, that team's the number 1 team in the seed, so I'm just going to give them a higher ranking. We've watched the Ravens. That was pretty brutal. Lamar Jackson, 4 interceptions, and he still won the game somehow. Yeah. They've got a couple wins that are very close. I think they're a fake one. I don't think they'll be the one in the AFC by the time it's all said and done.
Absolutely not.
So, at 5, what do you have?
I have the Kansas City Chiefs.
As do I. Yeah.
And that's only going to be trending upward, I believe.
Yeah, and especially if they can cover that spread, which I think is ridiculous for the Sunday night game. It's too many.
Big.
But if they come out and just boat race their divisional opponent, then you can say that they're back. But at 5, they have the New England Patriots.
Okay.
Who do you have at 6?
This is where I have Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
Still winning football games. They beat the Bears. I know it's not a big win or anything like that, but they beat the Bears with a backup quarterback. Got to give them some props there. Just next best record, kind of.
I'm under the same track that you are about that. I have them at 6. It was just kind of like, we got to give them something here. At least they're finding ways to win. How's that? Mm-hmm. And you can't disregard every win and say like, yeah, but if it would have gone this way, if it would have gone that way, it would have been different. So I put them at 6. At 6, they have the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
At 7?
The Los Angeles Rams.
Okay. You're much higher on them than I am.
I think they're just going to get it together eventually. That defense can't keep playing as bad as they have been playing. You got too many vets on that team. Somebody have some pride.
I've had it with this team.
No more Stafford, huh?
I loved him going into the season and everything else. Stafford just looks beat up. I feel like every week I'm like, yep, the Rams are going to put it together. Just like you said, the Rams are going to put it together. It's like I don't know. I don't know how to put it the right way, the comparison. It's like that. It's like you're dating the girl, and every time you're going out in a group, you're like, she's not going to get drunk and be crazy tonight. She's not going to pick a fight for no reason. It's not going to happen. She's not going to change my night for the worse. I know it this time. Because last time it happened, we spent 2 days apologizing. There were tears, and I said, it's okay, honey. You know, like, we got in a fight, and yes, I might have said some things that were wrong, and everything was perfect all week. And then the next weekend comes out and like, hey, friends want to go out. And you're like, kind of reluctant.
Maybe not.
I'm kind of reluctant because every time we go out, either you don't like another girl that one of my friends is dating, or you pick a fight with me, and we have to leave the night early, and it's the whole night's a wash. And every week you're just kind of like, oh, she's not going to do it. And that's what I feel like the Rams are right now for me.
Every week they're not going to.
Every week I'm like, they're going to do it. They're putting it all together. It's going to be the perfect evening, or the perfect Sunday.
This is where I get it right.
Yep. It's going to be the perfect Sunday. The Rams are going to cover the spread, or the Rams are getting points. They're the dog that's going to cover.
They were giving up points, and they're the favorite in Green Bay.
He's got a COVID toe.
Easy.
This coach wants to win here.
Yeah.
McVay wants to win here. No, every week. Same thing. Sooner or later, I got to learn my lesson. I dropped him down a lot, and we'll get to him. I have the Bills at 7.
You have the Bills at 7.
Not a fan of theirs either, but right now, here's the deal. I put the number 3 team for me in 7. They're playing on Monday night. Somebody's going to drop out of there. Yeah. I think the Bills are going to be exposed. Patriots are going to do great things against them, but we'll find out. I can't believe that spread's still 3. They actually have the Bills at 7 also. The Bills' resume is not that impressive.
Yeah.
But I have them at 7 for right now. So, who do you have at 8?
Cincinnati.
Okay. Yeah.
The Burrows are back. Seems like the offensive line is playing pretty good too.
Got good momentum.
Yeah.
That offensive line, we talked about it. We said like maybe they're just tired.
Yeah.
You know, when they were getting a little bit down, like, hey, maybe they're just tired. Maybe this not. At 8. I have the Dallas COVID boys.
Okay.
I know they've stumbled a little bit, but by the way,
Dan Quinn.
Yeah,
Dan Quinn.
I was going to text you yesterday. Yep, Dan Quinn is if I'm Kellen Moore, I'm a little upset.
I mean, it's really Kellen Moore.
He didn't get the keys to the throne.
It's really Kellen Moore, though, right? Like,
yeah.
You're still calling the offensive shots. You're in charge. You're in charge around there.
Been watching too much Succession. I feel like Dan Quinn was just the choice that they went with.
You
but
just
really
had to make it not controversy, right?
I guess. I think you're right. Not to be like, oh, because if Kellen Moore wins,
yeah.
Fat Jason Garrett said he's on the seat's getting warm.
I got to do something now,
yeah. At 8, they have the Tennessee Titans.
Okay.
That's another one that somebody's just like, oh, they're really good, aren't they? They have an 8-4 record, and they're not watching the games without Derrick Henry.
Yep.
That's got to be.
No, they're hurt all over the place
yes.
now. Like, you got Julio Jones. I guess he's not really been a factor, but
A.J. Brown's out.
A.J. Brown's out. I mean, you're on your 4th. They've already cut AP. Obviously, that was not a good idea. You're on your, 4th or 5th running back now. Even the guy that was backing up Henry, he's out. Tannehill, without some targets, without some help.
And turnovers.
He's just turning the ball over.
9 turnovers and 2 losses, 0 takeaways for the defense.
It can't happen. You got to figure out a way to win football games.
They have them up there way too high. At 9?
That's where I have my Tennessee Titans.
Okay.
Not my Tennessee Titans.
Well, they're going to drop out of your top 12 by next week.
Yeah, eventually that's coming. They just keep going farther and farther down.
At 9, I have the Cincinnati Burrows.
Okay.
And ESPN does as well. So we'll see what they're made of. Mm-hmm. I'm happy for the fans in Cincinnati that they have something to cheer for.
Oh, absolutely. You like seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, 2 years ago, there was a guy who was up on the roof of his building. We had him on the radio, who, was until they were going to win. So he didn't get out of there for, till week 13 or something like that. He just lived up there.
Wait, did he work from up there?
Well, yeah, he had a restaurant below, and he just do orders and stuff. He had Wi-Fi. He lived on top of the roof.
Did he own the restaurant?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he was still making money.
Yeah, because people would come to see him and whatever else. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's genius.
I know.
It's go up and hang out top Fricks.
Yeah, just have a tent up there.
The Bears win the Super Bowl.
There you go. Don't do that. That's not the one you want to do.
Won't be a minute.
Yeah, find it next year. Look at the schedule, and if it looks tough at the beginning, then people, I gotta go see the guy that's living on a tent on top of the roof. Like, I'm not doing it till they win. Look at the schedule. It's not a bad idea.
Nagy's fired.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, that's at 9. Who do you have at 10?
Oh, the Dallas COVID boys.
All right. They have the Dallas COVID boys as well at 10.
Slipping a little bit, Jay.
What?
So the COVID boys are slipping.
I know. Actually, ESPN had them at 5 last year.
What is this team going to be here? You can't keep getting COVID. Like I said, it makes you injury prone. Makes your team worse. Now your entire coaching staff's out?
Yeah. The other thing is Greg the Leg missed a PAT and a field goal, but it's like a 59-yarder or something like that. What do I feel like every NFL team has had Greg the Leg Zerline on their team at one point, and every fantasy owner has had Greg the Leg Zerline on there for at least a week, even if you're filling in for a bye week for your kicker on your fantasy.
Absolutely.
I feel like, I know it's really
when
probably...
you see that name, you're like, he's not bad.
I know it's been like only 3 NFL teams, but it feels like his name is just way too much mentioned with crucial mixed field. I think
Rams in Dallas?
And also, wasn't he in Seattle? Wasn't he in Minnesota?
I'm not sure about Seattle.
That's Pro Football Reference, Greg the Leg Zerline.
I have no idea. I just knew that because he started when they were in St. Louis still, right? And he was kicking monster field goals. I think he hit like a 60-yarder inside the stadium down there in St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
And really, that's when he got the name Greg the Leg.
Okay.
And how much fun is it to say Zerline?
Yeah. Is that what is his player? That's really only. Why is only he really has only played for the Rams
and the Cowboys, right?
Is that it? No,
yeah.
Wait. Yeah. Wow. Maybe it's just in games. I just see him and he misses things or whatever else.
Didn't he go from the Rams to the Cowboys to the Rams to the Cowboys? Or am I wrong there?
The early Wikipedia Wikipedia's all over the map. Yeah, he hasn't played. He's just been in those games where it actually meant something. Anyway, enough about Greg the Leg Zerline. That's way too much time. What do we have? 10?
10.
I have the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, that's too high.
3 wins in a row, bud.
I get you.
That's where I have them at.
Miami's got 4 wins in a row. What do you?
I have Miami up here as well, a lot higher than they have them on ESPN. But I got the San Francisco 49ers there at 11.
Buffalo.
Okay. Your Buffalo is my Rams, basically.
Okay, yeah,
I get it.
That, yeah,
I see exactly why it's frustrating.
And all those teams right there in the middle are the same team. Like all these teams are the same team. Just where you want to put them at.
And I have the Rams at 11.
Okay.
So, the problem with the Rams right now is they're 1-4 against teams with a winning record. So you've got to get over that. You got to do better. At 12.
Oh, this is where I have the San Francisco 49ers. I like how I tell you that's way too high. Then I go 2 spots
no,
later.
It's fine. Yeah. That's where ESPN has them as well.
That's a smart move by ESPN.
Despite the loss, I have the Colts at 12.
You're the Colts. Okay,
yeah,
it's a tough loss. It's you're probably expected to lose that game, obviously, but I'm just not here for losing when you're up 10. And have they done it twice now? Maybe 3 times? Didn't they lose to Tennessee up 14? Didn't they lose to? They lost to Baltimore when they were up by 11.
They're up by 10 at double digits in there.
I'm pretty sure they were up by 14 against Tennessee. Lost, and you're up by 13. I guess was it 13 this past weekend? Or it was double digits, right?
Yeah.
And you're losing games. You can't lose football games like that.
Defense got to come through. You can't blame everything on Carson Wentz, but he does do some Carson Wentz things. Would you rather have Carson Wentz or Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, because you listen to that TikTok too that Colin Cowherd did, and I think he's spot on. He's just the mid quarterback. He can get you through a season. He can get you to the 9 wins, 10, maybe playoffs, and after that, I just don't know if he's the guy, and I don't think Carson Wentz is the guy.
Let's do quarterback game tomorrow.
Carson Wentz or Derek Carr. That is a situation that has to do with the offensive coordinator type of thing. I'd rather have Derek Carr. The guy, I think he's more accurate down the field. At one point he probably still could be in the top 5 in passing. But at one point, there like 3 or 4 games he was leading the NFL in passing. I think what they did against Cowboys is interesting. They're a little beat up, whatever, but it's one of those things like, let's chuck the ball down the field over 15 yards every time, and either we'll get lucky and connect, there'll be a pass interference, and if it isn't, the third thing is incompletion. We'll just do it again till it works, till we get that PI, and because or we get the catch. So, who do you have at 13?
That's where I have the Raiders. That's why I brought that up.
All right. 13 is where I have. Where's my 13? Did I just skip my 13? Oh, no, I have the Raiders 2 at 13. So, they're up a little bit, but I don't know if they're going to be, how well they're going to be there. So, there we go. Now, they have the Raiders. Now what do you have at 14?
Indy.
Okay, so they just flip-flop. Because they have, the ESPN has at 14 the Raiders. And
Indy at 13.
14, I have the Chargers. Okay. I know. I know they have losses, and I know it drives me crazy or whatever else.
But this is the 14th team. We're not really making it.
Yeah, they're on the outside, and there's a shot. But
all these guys have losses they probably shouldn't have. And
now, 15.
Is it, we both have the same team?
I don't know. Who do you have?
Miami.
I have the Miami Dolphins as well, 15. Way higher than they have them, ESPN. ESPN has the Denver Broncos at 15. That one. They have the Dolphins all the way down to 21. Yeah.
Okay.
Look at them go.
Yeah.
Tua might be the future. They might finally had it.
Yeah. Tua and Waddle. Throw him to Waddle. Waddle runs forever.
He rode that wave of like, trade me for Deshaun Watson. That's fine. I'll just keep playing every day. And then when he came through unscathed, untraded, he stayed the course. He kept his eyes on the prize. Look at him. I think they have the quarterback of the future.
So do I.
Yep, that's at 15. 16.
Denver.
All right. I'm not as high on them there. 16. I'm not giving up yet. I'm not giving up on the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's where I have my 17.
Okay, yeah. I was like, I'm not doing it. They have them all the way down to 23rd. I'm like, nope, I'm not doing it yet. That's a few interceptions here and there. Jalen Hurts has got to get over that. His coach needs to back him up.
They'll get it figured out. I really do think so. I think that's
right the ship.
Playoff team.
It was a divisional game. It was on the road.
They're smacking the Jets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be a big win here.
Even though it's on the road, I think they'll get the Jets here. Jets are riding high off of that Houston Texans victory. So, I mean, they're
for no reason. They should have wanted to lose that game.
Yeah, they're due for a hangover game. So, 16, they have the Chargers there.
Okay.
17.
Philly.
Hey, look at this. Yeah, all right. They have the Browns. I'm not as high as them.
No. Baker looks terrible.
I actually, at 17, I have the Washington football team.
Would you rather have Baker Mayfield or Heineke?
I'd rather have...
Is it Heineke?
I'd rather have Chase, the backup of the Browns, than Baker. Keenum.
Oh.
I don't know why they're playing him.
Oh, 100%. I think Keenum should be starting somewhere in this league. He was another guy I was shocked when...
I think I'd rather have Taylor than what would...
Carolina's quarterback situation went down and why they didn't go get him. Case Keenum.
I was impressed with Taylor's post-game interview.
What did he say?
He just poised and thanked her, called her by her last name when he was done. I think it's important because, this is like new to him to have this camera in his face. And it's a big game, big win or whatever else. But he takes the time, But I forget her name. But I was like, I liked everything that he said. And at the end, thank you, Becky, or whatever her name is, and moves on. Appreciate your time. I think it's good. I'm sure they're coached that stuff, but I was impressed by it. All right, 17. I had already told you they have the Browns. I'm not.
Yeah, Browns.
18.
Washington.
Okay. See, good. Paddling in the same boat.
Roll the boat, Jay.
That's right. 18 is where I have the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
18, they have the Minnesota Vikings.
That's my next one.
Okay, I don't have them until 20, I believe. No, they should be there. I don't even. Maybe I skipped 19. I don't know.
Yeah, we got off somewhere because somewhere in there, Minnesota's my 22.
Okay.
Washington's by 19.
Now, all around there, outside looking at, I guess I could have put the Browns at 19. I guess they're still in the hunt for their division. I had the Vikings at 20. There's just too many letdown games when they need a game, and I know they're in position to be a good position to be a 7. It just seems like when they need a game, it's just not coming through. And I think that again, I'm going to put the blame every time on Mike Zimmer. But, I mean, at the bottom, Detroit Lions, Houston, Jacksonville, Jets, all your usual suspects.
Chicago.
Seattle. Jeez. This is the first 8-loss season in the Russell Wilson era for Seattle. And it's going to get more. So.
You start sitting him?
Huh?
He's not healthy.
No, he's not healthy.
Let's sit him, right?
I would, yeah.
Put him down. Put him down. You're not making the playoffs.
Yeah, I guess so.
You had to win out to even have a possibility of a chance, right?
But there's got to be an issue of, like, if he takes so many snaps a year, he gets bonuses and whatnot. And he's saying, like, you're taking money out of my pocket type of thing. So,
do you pay him that money and then sit him? Can't be that much money. You already pay him a lot of money.
Yeah, you already pay him a lot of money. Is there anything you like tonight on the wagering circuit?
Oh, I haven't looked. The only thing I looked at is that parlays start at 4.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Yeah, only a couple hours, Jay.
That's NCAA basketball?
NCAA basketball. We got the first game up is Butler.
Taking Butler all day.
Saginaw State, SVSU.
Huh.
You know what? I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I think Butler's 98% to win tonight.
Tight games in the Big Ten ACC Challenge. Minnesota goes to Pittsburgh. Minnesota's favored on the road, -2.5.
Okay.
Indiana goes to Syracuse. Indiana's favored 2.5.
I like the Duke at Ohio State -2.5.
I like that as well. Purdue is hosting Florida State. It's -11.5. It's a lot of points.
Warriors and the Phoenix Suns tonight.
Oh.
Fun game.
That's 2-3. What's the spread there?
2.5.
2.5.
2.5. Phoenix -2.5.
Phoenix hosting. Phoenix has gone an 8-game winning streak.
Yep.
Is that right?
And I'm
two best teams.
Two best teams right now in the NBA.
Golden State's really disgusting against the spread.
Yep.
It's something like 21-4-1.
So is the Suns are too. They're
okay. And then also, if you're into the basketball matchups, this is a doubleheader on TNT.
Yeah.
Nets are hosting the Knicks. So that should be pretty good. Wake Forest is -2 versus Northwestern. Clemson and Rutgers. Rutgers favored by 1.5. I like that Rutgers coach. And Duke, Ohio State. That'll be at 8:30. These games are all on ESPN, ESPN2, and the U. All right, great. Fun time today. Emily texted during the show. She's going to be on tomorrow. Talk to us about football week. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Stay safe and sanitize, Quad Cities. Enjoy yourselves. Good luck today. Good luck every day.
WQAD's Matt Randazzo, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
Don't let the holidays sneak up on you for that hard-to-buy-for person. Let Premier Metal Art customize the perfect gift today. Multi-layered, full-color, powder-coated metal art, plus so much more. Tumblers, fire pits, even holiday decor and keepsakes. Let them customize the perfect gift for the sports fan, first responders, veterans, and family members on your list. Order online at QCPremier.com. Find them on Facebook or stop by their cash and carry location inside of Mattress for Less.